Okay, so number three is shame and toxic shame. Now, a lot of people I've talked with and worked with have said how they felt really ashamed about the abuse, to the point that they couldn't talk to anyone about it for a long, long time. Some have kept their abuse secret for 20 years or more. And often this is simply because they're just too embarrassed to admit that their lives, relationships, or marriages were a complete facade, and what went on behind closed doors was just too ugly to share with anyone. But there's another much more powerful form of shame, and it can make people feel like they are disgusting, worthless, and unlovable. And that's exactly what toxic shame is. It's the belief that something bad in your life was your fault. Now, toxic shame can come from a variety of sources: childhood abuse or neglect, bullying or harassment at school or work, sexual assault, domestic violence. And people who experience toxic shame can often have difficulty trusting other people or themselves. They often judge themselves too harshly for mistakes and failures, even when those mistakes are not their fault. Now, unfortunately, people who are harboring toxic shame are absolute narc magnets. Narcs seem to have radar for vulnerable people, and once they love bomb you and gain your trust, they're adept at getting all your secrets out of you and then using them against you in a horribly abusive way when they start devaluing you. And that just builds more shame on top of a big mountain of shame. I mentioned earlier that it could be the reason that you feel that shame is because of something that happened, to you when you were a child. Could be stuff that you remember or that you don't remember. And to be honest, I believe one of the best ways to help yourself recover from toxic shame is to get a therapist and get yourself healed from these wounds. Most of the people I work with, probably 80% of the people I work with, have had toxic wounds in childhood that have lingered on and on and on and still haven't been healed. So those wounds need to be healed. What happens is you have these deep wounds that lie deep within you because they're programmed into your subconscious, yeah? So it's important for you to know that toxic shame is not something that you should keep carrying around inside you, because eventually it will lead to ill health if you don't deal with it. The fact that so many people have become ill because of emotional sickness, the mind-body connection, now we're getting to learn more and more about it all the time. And toxic shame is a good example of that. It's something that can lead to physical illness, okay? So that's it for this part of the series. I'm going to come back later with more because I still have, where are we up to 3? I've still got to get to 11. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.